Protesters were walked out in zip ties by state troopers in Frankfurt. This all happened as lawmakers voted a controversial bill surrounding transgender students into law.
WDRB's Conroy DeLuce joins us live in the Capitol where rally cries overpowered today's vote. Conroy?
Hard to believe that was about an hour ago, considering how quiet it is right now in the rotunda, as most of the protesters have either quieted or have left the Capitol area or, as you just showed, walked off in zip ties by troopers. We'll get back to what happened in the House in a little bit, but first let's start with this morning. This is video from outside of the Capitol Annex. About 9:30 this morning, protesters have been here all day pleading with lawmakers to not override the veto from Governor Beshear of Senate Bill 150. A quick summary of that bill. It would ban school districts from using a student's preferred pronouns, sets limits on teaching certain sex-related topics, and requires school policies ensuring students to use bathrooms for their biological sex. It would also ban gender transition procedures for people under the age of 18 in Kentucky. All but one Republican in the Senate voted to override that veto.
It is about allowing medical practitioners to make real-world decisions for kids with anomalous conditions while not taking steps that have a lifetime impact on a child before that child is of age to vote.
Children, do not give up hope. Do not hurt yourself, and God forbid do not go out and hurt somebody else over this.
And that fight that Senator Berg was talking about picked up right after the vote actually in the House. More than a dozen protesters were chanting, "Trans rights are under attack." You could barely hear the lawmakers debating the bill. And one by one, those protesters who were up in the gallery were approached by KSP troopers, put in zip ties, and walked out of the chamber. About 3:10, less than an hour ago, before that final vote in the House was counted, the last one person chanting was escorted out. And we don't know from KSP yet what any charges, anything official at this point. They said they're still gathering information, and we hope to hear something from KSP later on this evening. Now, as for the House, they did vote overwhelmingly, mostly along party lines, to override the veto, meaning that Senate Bill 150 will become law. Although when I spoke to the ACLU's director, they said they vow to challenge that in court. So the fight is certainly not over yet. We'll have much more from the Capitol later on WDRB News. But for now, reporting live with photojournalists Dave White and Neil Johnson, Conroy DeLuce, WDRB News.